This is what we're making today. A simple little adjustable bangle. Hi guys, a little bit of rain to listen to today. This is going to be a quick bangle. Get your bangle size in millimeters, multiply by 3.14. I'm using 2 millimeter round half hard wire for this, and what I want you to do is mark about 20 mil on the end, bend it 90 degrees. I would use the flat round pliers so we don't put a mark in the outside. Yeah. Now don't worry about tightening up the end at the moment. This, for the bangle I'm making, needs to be 207 millimeters long, and we'll add 20 mil after that and bend it the other way so that we end up with a Z shape. Just cut this with your side cutters. At this point it doesn't have to be accurate. And I'm going to just wrap it around my bracelet mandrel, which I have marked at the appropriate place. So I'll come up quite a bit higher. Just hold it with my hand, wrap it around nice and tight. And then it'll usually spring back to about the right size. So make sure that it's a nice round shape, and you can just push it down. Yeah, so that's good. And you can see that the ends are going opposite each other, which is what we want. Now planish these two bits that are sticking out to half their thickness. It's half hard material, so you can planish it without annealing it. After you planish it, anneal it, because we're going to wrap it around the wire. I'm just using a little steel bench block. I could use my anvil, I can't be bothered. So just hold this, use your rounded end of your planishing hammer, and planish it right up to the point where the bend is, including the bend. Yeah? So I have my neutral flame. I'm just going to heat these ends until they're a dull red. You see how the flame is turning orange. That is an indicator that the metal is annealed, whether you can see the red or not. Yeah. So now quench this and pickle it. I haven't pickled it yet, I'll do it later. So your ends are like this. Take them now and make them like that. And we're going to wrap this around this one, and we'll wrap that one around that one. So I'm just going to hold this side with my parallel jaw pliers, making sure the end of the pliers are out of the way of this. And I'm going to wrap that nice and tight around the wire. It's a little bit stiff, but it's not bad. And when I get to the point where this is pointing that way, stop, switch sides. Once again, grab it with your parallel jaw pliers and wrap the other side. Keep it nice and tidy right next to the other one, because we're going to cut that off. We're going to saw it off so that we have a nice flat area then we'll sand it, and basically it'll be done. So keep the tip of your pliers out of your way. You could do more wraps if you want to, but it's not necessary. Now, the reason we're doing this is that this is going to be supposedly an adjustable bangle, so it will get smaller this way, it just won't get bigger. Yeah. So the reason that we did our 90-degree bend, made our measurement another 90-degree bend, was so the bangle was the correct size. So now, trim these ends, tidy them up, hallmark the bangle. I usually hallmark opposite this. You can put it wherever you want. And then it's in the tumbler, and that's it. A nice, simple, solder-free bangle. And it's actually not a bad pattern up here on top. I quite like it. If you want to make one that's adjustable, bigger, you go twice around. Bend this the same, so it's a Z shape. Procedure is the same. You forge this flat and kneel it, only you don't hook these ends together. You would just wrap it around this part of the wire. This was just the copper, just to show you. So now it adjusts bigger. Yeah? So same idea, it's just that one adjusts smaller and the other one adjusts bigger. Once again, copper wire to play makes your life easier before you translate it to silver. So what I do is I brace this against my peg. I keep the rest of the bangle out of the way so I don't put saw marks on it. Cut into the wood if you need to. Now, I'm not going to file and sand because I don't want to damage the rest of the bracelet. So what I am going to do is use an abrasive disc on my handpiece, and I'm just going to smooth the end of this. I'll zoom in so you can see. Just here. You used your saw, so it'll be a nice flat cut. And we're just doing this so that there isn't a rough bit to catch. Brace your hands together so that you have control of your pendant drill. See, I've got my fingers touching down here. Now at this point, I'm going to take my parallel jaw pliers and finish curling that around so it looks a little more complete. So just gently wrap that on around. I'm just giving it a little bit of a squeeze as I go. Because as usual, we don't want to put marks in that we're going to have to clean up later. So you can see, it's a tidy little piece. I quite like it, and it is adjustable, and it's simple. You could use smaller wire and do more wraps, and then wrap these ends around all of the wire. Just make sure that you wrap it around your bracelet mandrel smaller than it needs to be. Work it down until it's the correct size, and then the metal will hold itself at that size. Yeah. If you need to, like I've manhandled this a little bit so it's not quite round, back on the bracelet mandrel and just gently tap it. You could almost push it with your fingers because this is still half hard or half soft, however you want to say it. And then when you chuck it in a tumbler, it will harden it up. You could also put this sideways on a bench block, on an anvil, on almost anything that's hard. Gently planish it. Don't beat it up too hard, but if you gently planish it, it'll work hard in the metal. It'll put little facets in it that are quite pretty when it's polished. So have fun. Nice and easy for a rainy day. Ciao.